this is Paola Guthrie from Creating Purpose with Pao, and I welcome you to the Spanglish World Network and H.E.R Network on channels 250 and 251. Please remember to download Zingo TV on the respective app stores. The app is totally free. You can find Zingo TV in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV Stick, Roku Stick, and all smart TVs from 2016 and forward. So thank you all for being here today, because today we have a very special guest. We have Vicki Bush. She is the director of ICTC, which stands for Indian Capital Technology Center here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and I welcome her. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you.
Oh, this is so fun. So please, let us know, what is your role as a director of ICTC?
Yes. So I'm kind of like the principal. I came from public education, and that was my background. And so I'm kind of like the principal. So with being in a tech center, they call it a director, because most of your instructors have not gone to college to be in the education. They have came from industry. So they are straight from their trade, coming to teach and give back to their career by teaching others how to do that. And so we are the director of that. Our location has 10 full-time classes, and we have our adult nursing class also. And then we also host OSSM, which is Oklahoma School of Science and Math. And we have a class here for that, for those students wanting to take higher math and higher science from their high school classes. So we're great with working with all of those together. And so I'm the director. I kind of make sure everyone's on track, that we're getting all of their needs met for students, that we are making sure that we're recruiting and getting the right students in our classes, along with having all the experiences that our students are needing, because our goal for them when they finish our program, either as a high school senior or as an adult student, that they are able to go out and get a job, that they can move on to their career area. And so that's kind of what we're making sure, that they're able to transition and do those things. So that's kind of my main role that goes for students and for staff.
Yes, and it's beautiful, and that's one of the things that we want to bring awareness about the workforce, because there's a lot of fear in thinking of scarcity, that there's not enough people in the work field. So we're going to talk about it in a little bit, and
Yes.
I'm grateful that you're here to represent those who are doing something about it. Something
Yes.
positive,
Yes.
helping the community, the not just the country, but the world. That's
Yes.
how I see it. So
Yes.
what inspired you to dive into education?
Well, I will tell you, I did not start out in education. And so I had done other things, had worked at the university level, had worked in marketing and done some other things. And I happened to move back to my small town. And when I moved back, I didn't have a clear goal of what I was going to do, and just had some really good people in my path. And so was just led to visit with them and seek some opportunities, wrote some grants, and was able to do some grant writing and do some grant work for the school, which led to counseling for the high school, which led to administration as an assistant principal and different things like that. And so it was just one of those things that kind of fit together for me, and it just fit my needs and for my family needs, and being able to do that and then give back. And then, because of my background and being able to do this, it just fell into place of it was the path I was supposed to take. I just didn't know that until I got to the path to go that way. So it was one of those great finds that I had.
I want to tell our audience, I witnessed, I was under her leadership for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's beautiful to see when someone wants to make a change, wants to improve, because there's always room for improvement. So it's like, I got to witness Vicki coming, as a principal, and trying to do, better than what, than what it was.
Right.
So it was very inspiring. So you have that serving heart of I'm going to
Yes.
lead, and I'm going to do it
Yes.
better. Let's improve. So that was nice and very inspiring being able to witness that. And I say it from the bottom of my heart. So
Thank you. Thank
how,
you.
how did you become the director of ICTC? Was that one of your goals?
It has been a goal of mine for a long time. When I was at Bristow, my old school system, I worked a lot with Central Tech, and always did. They would have programs like Parents as Teachers, and so I would help train people for that. And the Career Tech was awesome to give training for all area schools for that. They did advise. Teachers as advisors, helping them to know how to do some advisement times during scheduling, and giving some students some opportunity to have a trusted adult that they could see every day to help bridge any gaps that they needed with life. Because we know many teenagers won't talk to their parents, and then parents are busy and they forget to ask, and things. So just giving them some of those opportunities. So worked a lot with the Career Tech. Always felt led that at some point, I love college. I love that students go to college, but I always knew that not every student should go to college. And so just working with them as a public school setting, helping students and helping our teachers give the opportunities for them. And so I just always knew that that was a step that I wanted to lead to. I will tell you, once I moved from Bristow to Tahlequah, I kind of felt like that may not be my path anymore, because I didn't know ICTC as well. And so my very first year, I was counselor at Tahlequah High School, and I started working with Mr. Roberts, who was the director here, and we just really connected. And he saw that I could help him with students that were here, and that I knew that he could help me with students that were from the high school coming to ICTC. And so we just really worked well together. And so it was just an opportunity that came along when he decided to retire that I was excited about.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love to see progress. It's like, and you work towards that goal. And
Yes.
I like to bring awareness to our beautiful audience, because sometimes we get stuck on, oh, I'm not there yet, and
Right.
I'm not there yet. But
Yes.
if we begin to see, like, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, how much we can accomplish with
Mhm.
experience. And there's a question here that says, what are some of the grants you got for the school?
So one of the big ones that I worked with was a program helping parents, working parents, to have a spot at the school for elementary and middle school age students to be able to come. So it was like a latchkey program. Tahlequah, something similar, kind of through Boys and Girls Club, but it was truly just a center where they could be dropped off in the mornings when the parents needed to be at work, starting at 6 a.m. Because we had some industry in town that started a shift at 6 a.m. So we made sure that we had somebody there at 5:45 so they could be dropped off and the parents could go to work. And then allowing parents that maybe drove to Tulsa or somewhere else to work, that when they got off, we were there till 6 o'clock in the evening. And that way then the students could come and have a safe place to be, have someone watching and caring for them, taking them to breakfast, making sure that they got to their school site, and then having a good place to come to after school where they could get tutoring, they could get a snack, they could play with their friends, and wait for their parents so that they were safe. So that was our big grant that we received. And we also did the Parents as Teachers program. It's called OPAT. And so it was a great program for ages 0 to 3 with the parents, and worked with some high school students that had small children. And so we were able to do that for the high school. And then Teachers as Advisors. It was a popular program, giving advisory hours so that students had safe adults in their lives to help guide them and give them information. And so was able to train for those things.
Wow, that's a great
Yeah.
question. And I'm a witness, because my kids in the Boys and Girls Club. Maybe we can have the director of Boys and Girls Club one time. One of these days
Yes.
for us to share to our audience all what they do. But my kids love Boys and Girls Club. Sometimes I feel guilty because I think like they need to come home. They're like, no, no,
Oh, don't pick me up yet.
don't pick me up yet. They're a cooking club, science club,
Yes.
robotics. It's like they have different
Yes.
clubs, educational clubs
Yes.
that kids love it. It's a
Yep.
blessing. It is really a
Yes.
blessing. Not every state has it.
Right.
Which is Tahlequah is just very blessed to
Yes.
have people like
Yes.
Vicki that
Yes.
write grants for the benefit of our community. You know, like I, as a mom, I was like, okay, you know, my family's in Mexico, and I think, okay, it's cussing in time whenever there are Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
They love it. They love it.
Yep.
We appreciate you and everybody who writes those grants because they make a community, you know.
Oh, they do. They make such a big impact for everybody and gives parents some security of knowing I can go to work and do my thing and my child is okay. You know, they're in a safe, good place.
Yes. What is your vision for ICTC?
Our big vision is jobs, jobs, jobs. We want to make sure that our graduates leave here knowing how to be prepared to go have a career. And so our vision is to prepare them in all ways. So that could be being a great welder, being a great auto service technician, being a great nurse, whatever that might be. So all of our different areas. But we also know that you could be the best welder, but if you don't have the soft skills that go with that, if you don't know that time management while you're at work is a thing, being on time, staying all day, being there every day, if you don't know or how to do that, then that's going to affect if you keep a job, if you can get the job, or if you can move up. And so we want them to know how to do those things. We also know that certification is a great thing to have. We offer certifications for all of our programs, and we're also always mindful that most of the occupations that we train them for will have certification testing throughout their careers. Just because you become a welder doesn't mean you won't ever have a welding test again. That's not true. You'll have one every year. So just being able to give them some of those skills of having the confidence to take those tests and being able to do those things. So then that way, when they're in the workforce, they know it's a thing. They know how to do it. They've been prepared. We teach them how to manage getting to work and taking care of life and all of those things. So that's really our vision is to make sure the student has the whole package given to them before they leave our doors.
Thank you. Thank you for committing to that. And that opens up a big awareness that we want to share today together is that there are people that are working towards building our new generation, guiding them and teaching them, hey, if you're not ready for college, here is a technical career.
Yes.
It could get you by, like you get a job right after college until
Exactly.
you decide. I have a friend that he did the nursing program. Now he's a doctor, but he
Yes.
worked, through college.
Yes.
Because he had that certification.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here because I get to listen in English, but also in Spanish.
Yes.
Even the podcast in Mexico or the news in Mexico.
Yes.
The fear of the workforce is dying. The workforce is dying. But people, hey, there is people that are working towards that. That are spending their talents, like Vicki, to build them up, not just to guide them into gaining the new skill, but like you're saying, like getting them ready with time management, how to handle if the boss is mad.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Because if they don't have those skills and they don't know how to handle those things or how to work as a team with other people at work or work independently and get their project done or any of those things, then we're failing them because then we have not provided what all they need to be successful. And that's our thing is we want them to go out and be successful for that. and feel confident.
Yeah. How can we help as a community? How can we help in your mission, your legacy?
So, um, two things that we do for each of our programs. One is each program has an advisory. The advisory's mission is to help the instructor who has came from industry, is now teaching, so they're out of the industry. We want those people, those professionals, to be able to keep us up to date on new things that are going on in the industry, new skills, new equipment, new anything like that. So if you're asked to be on an advisory and you're a part of that industry, please say yes, come be a part of us and come see. We also then have the advisory to help with interviews and to maybe hire our students at the end for work-based learning, or just to hire them as in their career. Also that they're coming in as guest speakers to give the students information about their organizations and what their expectations are and what it looks like to work for them. So the community is great for that, if they could just be here to help with our advisory. The second thing is that ICTC is like the best kept secret, and we're not trying to be a secret. We want people to know about us. So if they could just share the word. I love getting to give tours. So if any student, any parent wants to come and call me, I'll give them a tour and show them the classrooms that they're interested in. We do that for 8th graders. We do that for sophomores. We have little pumpkins for the kindergartners that come on campus. So we have lots of times that students from our area schools are here on campus, but sometimes the parents need to see that. And so we want to make sure that they're getting here and they're being able to find out about our programs for that.
And you guys just host, I think it's middle school, 7th grade, right? 7th grade, 6th grade.
6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Yes.
So they're learning, like
Yes.
what they could do when they grow
Yes.
up.
Yes. So last Tuesday we had Tech Quest, and we had 6th, 7th, and 8th graders on our campus, and they were going to each of the programs and getting to do fun activities and learn about that program and do hands-on processes for that, and stayed all day. And we tried to feed them snacks and pizza and all that stuff, but you can't fill up a middle school student. So we were kind of successful in that area. But anyway, they had a great time. They got to do the welding simulator and do the auto collision, spray paint a car simulator, and lots of fun things. So they just had a great time.
That's beautiful. So, we're spreading the positive word that there are beautiful people in different communities doing something
Yes.
about it, helping our new generations to know that there's a workforce out there. They don't have to go to college if they don't feel like that's their path.
Correct.
If that's their path, awesome.
Yes.
High school also helps, and you guys also guide them.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for what you all do.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you see our youth facing right now?
They very much want gratification right away, and so I see that their patience sometimes with the career path they've chosen. Sometimes them getting to learn how to be patient, to learn that skill and do that is really great for them, because then it helps them know that I put my time in and developed it, and that was very rewarding. And so when you see that light bulb goes off, that is very exciting for me, because they're used to, they can make a phone call at any second. They can get on the computer and find out any information they want. They have all of those things at the push of a button. But having that light bulb go off of the gratification of, I put my time into learning this and getting to see about this, and so that makes it nice. So I really like that. I think, though, that's a challenge for them. That's something that they're not used to having to give, and for that. But we have a lot of students that come to us as high school students, and They do fine in school, but sitting in a classroom is just not their thing. They love the hands-on, and so that it's a challenge for them to have been at high school all day long, all these years, and so getting to come here and be in an outlet where they are creative and they're getting to use their hands. I see that that's a challenge for them, but this kind of helps meet that because they get to do that when they're here. So they really love those things. And I think a lot of our youth um, are kind of worried about the future and what that looks like. Of course, COVID kind of made that a little awkward for them of how it looks and things. And so I think that now that we're getting back to getting to have guest speakers come into our classrooms and getting to go on field trips and getting to do job interviews and do some of those things, it's making it more normal for them. And some of those challenges and fears have kind of subsided for that. So I think they have lots of challenges, but they do so well here. It is awesome. And it's good to see them succeeding and feeling confident, because a lot of them, bookwork's not their thing. And so they come here and find their confidence. And so it's a nice relief to get to see that as they progress through their programs.
I see that as a science teacher, like
Yes.
there's some of them that don't do really well with lecture paperwork, like reading and answering questions or figuring things out on paper. But if you put them on in a lab, they're the best ones who figure out and then try to do it better. That's
Yes.
my favorite part of the day when
Yes.
I see them.
Yes. You see it go off. You can tell that it's really happening for them, and you're like, I like that right there.
Yes, I knew you were capable. Everyone
Exactly.
has it within them. It's just putting them in the right environment.
Yes.
How could we help as parents? How could we help as a community to help our youth, that are going through this instant gratification challenge?
The deal is that it's so hard for students to know what they want to be when they finish high school. You always ask high school kids, well, what are you going to do after high school? They don't have a clue. So giving them the options to explore different careers and different opportunities and what that looks like, and talking to those people and finding out about what do you get paid, what hours do you work, what does that look like? Just giving them that information and just giving them that leg up of knowing about those things, because a lot of them are very curious, but they don't know how to ask, and they don't know who to ask, and they don't even know that some of these jobs are really jobs. And so I think one thing is parents, that if you could just give them the freedom to explore and say, well, what about this and what about that, and not be just in the mindset that it has to be just this way, and let them explore some of those things. They'll surprise you for that. And as parents, sometimes you need to come and find out what is there. That's why I love giving parents or adults tours of our programs, because then it just opens their eyes of what opportunities are out there for students. And like you said, they may do this, and then in the future, this pays for them to go to college, or pays for them to own their own business, or whatever. And so it just brings up great opportunities, in other ways also.
Yeah, and seeing them, like the ones that just graduated, they already have a job. It was like, oh wow, like you feel so proud of who they're becoming.
Yes.
And you're helping them. You're giving them a couple of puzzles, for them to become even better citizens. So
Yes.
And we have a message that says, "Thank you, Vicki Bush, for all you do to promote the Excel Our Youth and Excel Our Youth. Thank you for your passion." I don't know who it comes from.
It is my passion. I love it. I'm so blessed that I get to do it every day. It's not like a job. It's just something that I get blessings from every day, getting to see everybody and what they're doing and what creative things that they're coming up with in their classrooms, in their shops, and everything like that. So it's awesome.
Good. What are some of the most challenging things you've been facing in this new journey as a director of ICTC?
Well, life is a challenge, and we see with our students, Some of them, the challenge is they're high school students and they don't do well at the high school, but you have to be a high school student in good standing to stay here. And so us bridging that gap, getting with their counselors, getting with their teachers, how do we help them so that they can be successful at the high school so they can stay at ICTC? Sometimes we have adult students. They could maybe have been military, and so they're using their VA benefits to be able to pay for their program. And now they're trying to adjust back to civilian life. And what are the challenges for that? We have moms and dads that are single parents trying to raise children and come here because they're wanting to do better for their family. What are those challenges? What do they do with their children when they're sick and they can't come to class and they're needing help and their car breaks down and they need help with that? And so just being able to help them, even as adults, of knowing what resources are out there so that we can help get them on the right track, so that when they're in the workforce and these things come about, they know exactly who to call and what to do and what that looks like and who can help. So I think just being able to give them some of that information and help put them on the right path with some of that helps make them successful.
Yeah, beautiful. What has been some of your most rewarding times?
I will tell you, some of my most rewarding times was when I was still at the high school, and I had students that at the high school were not successful, that just was not where they wanted to be. And so I would get them in a class here, and you would see it. They would wear their hair all in their face, or they wouldn't look at you, they wouldn't shake your hand, they wouldn't talk to you. And by the time they were done with ICTC and they had found their little niche, they'd cut their hair, they'd come up and shake your hand, they'd want to talk to you and tell you and show you what they were working on at class over here. And a lot of days I would come over and see them here, just so that I could, just be a part of their lives. And I'd say, can we have a little bit of this at the high school, when you come back and things. So anyway, it's very rewarding to see them build their confidence and find their spot and feel that success with the hands-on activities and getting to do those things and do that, and knowing that they're going to have the tools they need to go be successful, earn a living, support themselves, help their families, and that type of stuff.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And I mean, as you're saying, I'm thinking of my students in the lab, those who really perform well.
Yes.
If it's a physical science, how to make it faster, how to make it more efficient. And it's like, it's beautiful seeing that they have it within them. It's just a different environment where it's hands-on.
Exactly. It makes their brain work different because of the hands-on. And so that helps them. Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What message would you give to your beautiful team to celebrate? May was it's appreciation, teacher appreciation of the week, of the month.
Yes. So we do celebrate them, and we do have celebrations on campus with food. Food always solves everything, so we do that. But we did celebrate some very good journeys this year. One thing that we do is work-based learning. That means at the end of a student's program, then they can go get a job, and instead of being in class with us, actually be on the job working for a company and being able to earn some money and see what that's like, and hopefully get to stay with them once they have graduated from us. And we had a very great, successful work-based learning group at the end of the year. So we celebrated that. We also do levels of excellence at ICTC, just measuring how are we doing with things. And every graduate that we had last year, this year we're able to account for. We knew where they were, we knew what they were doing, and we're able to help them if they needed any help with finding a job or changing jobs or anything like that. So we celebrated that because we knew where every student was. And we just thought that was amazing because we love to keep track with what they're doing. So we celebrated that. And then we celebrated our retention of being able to keep the students in class. Of course, life happens, and sometimes students move, and they move to somewhere where they can't be in class here, and things like that. So we did have some of those things that happened, but we did really great with keeping our retention and having students stay in their classes and want to finish. So those were the three things that we celebrated that were kind of goals of ours this year, to work on and look at and measure. And with retention, we always do attendance. And so we always have attendance prizes each week where they get popcorn if their class wins, or at the end of the semester, they can put their name in the pot to maybe win a TV or something like that for good attendance. This last semester in the morning, we had 13 students that had perfect attendance, and in the afternoon we had 15 students that had perfect attendance. So we celebrated them because that's a great accomplishment, to be here every day and not be tardy and things like that. So we had a lot of celebrations right here at the end of the year.
That's beautiful. What is your percentage of success? Like, what's the percentage who starts and finish?
We're right around 85%. That do complete and finish, and that can be that they totally graduated, or they got enough of their course hours that they were a completer. So it kind of depends on what their circumstances are with life and things, but we do really well with making sure that our students are completing and getting all done.
Now this came to my mind for any parents that are listening.
Uh-huh.
Is there financial aid for the students, right?
We do. So our 4 sending schools is Tahlequah Public, Holbert, Keys, and Sequoia. And so we service those 4 students. If students come to us as a junior or a senior, it is for free. Our programs are a 2-year program. We do offer a senior scholarship. So if a senior comes to us from the high school, their following year will be free because we want them to finish their program. We also have financial aid for adult students. We do look at VA. The VA will give financial aid for veterans that are completing programs. And we do Pell Grants, and we do have some scholarships that students can apply for as adult students.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, we want to try. One of our goals is to try and get students a program without a lot of financial, burden, so they can just go out and start earning money.
Yeah. Yes. And like I said, it's like it's so impressive and inspiring seeing these young students that they might not be ready for college, but they're ready for work, and they can earn good money.
Yes. Yes.
Certification.
Yes. Some of our welders especially can go make really good money. And so their goal is always to make more than what the instructor makes. And so they love it when they get to call and tell him how much they're making. But of course, most of them are on the road and they're gone all the time and working long hours and things like that. So they're earning their money, and it's different, but they love it because they get to call and report to him how much they're really making,
Yeah.
So.
Do you have a message for our parents?
Yes. Parents, you're doing great. You have great kids. I see it every day. Our students are fabulous, and they make great choices. They're so kind and observant and helpful. I love our students because I walk in and they're asking, how can I help you? They shake my hand. They want to talk to me and tell me what they're doing and show me their product of what they're working on. So parents, you're getting it right. I know you don't think that they're listening to you, but they really are, and they're doing a really good job, and they're going to do great when they get into the workforce, because they are listening.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do you do it? I mean, for anybody out there that's dreaming big, that they think, hey, I would love to become a principal. I would love to become a director.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue to, dream.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it?
Mm-hmm. It does take a lot of hard work. Of course, I was a single mom when I completed my 2 masters and went for my administration and things like that. And it does take a lot of juggling of being able to then make sure your family's taken care of and that you're able to do night activities and do those different types of things. It's finding the passion, finding your blessings in it, and loving what you're doing. Because if you're doing that, then it's not a hardship. Yes, you're tired when you get home, but it's not a hardship. And then all that comes back around to bless you and to help you and build you as a person. And so that's why you do it, and that's why you keep going, and that's why you keep showing up at ball games and keep showing up for certification testing and keep showing up for all of those different things, because you wouldn't trade it for a minute.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of moms out there. You talked about the guilt a while ago. That sometimes,
Yep.
there's the guilt involved, or it's like, oh, where should I be? Like, I'm a mom, but also I'm calling for a profession. Like, you want to bless others as well with your talent. And
Yes.
I think as women, sometimes we go through
Mm-hmm.
that emotional storm.
Yes. Yes. And I did that. I had those emotional storms, but I had to realize I could not be everything. I could not do it all. And so I would pick and choose what I could do better and what I couldn't do. And so there were some things I did not do. I don't cook. That's not my thing. I don't like to cook. It's not that important to me. And my child still's healthy and grown up and doing fine. And she never starved to death or anything like that. My mom was helpful on sending home some things for her every now and then and stuff. And so we survived, and that was okay. But I never felt guilty about it because I wasn't made to do it all. And I never felt guilty about taking her with me to things because it was always things where families and everybody was there. It's just, yes, it was my job, but she was always welcome. And so I was able to do that. And so I just didn't ever feel guilty. I'd give her a little trash sack and she'd go pick up trash, and I'd monitor games and do whatever we do. So I don't want moms to ever feel, or single parents to feel like they're not doing enough. No, that's great for your kids to see, and to put them out there like that, and let them know that your priorities can be them and your job and what you need to be doing for the community and whatever you're working on. And that's good. That's good for your kids. So don't feel guilty. They're all going to be okay in the long run.
Thank you. Because they're learning different skills.
Exactly.
They're learning different skills. Like, I work with a beautiful leader as well, single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I would notice, wow, life is preparing her for when her children are no longer living in home, because she would talk about the pain of having to let them go every other week, every other weekend or so. Oh wow, if you find the beauty within it, it's like life was already preparing her for that time when they fly and then they move out of the home.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And feeling guilty about it won't help any of them in the family at all, whatever that looks like, because you have to pursue those dreams, and you feel led to do it. And so if you're not, then you're feeling guilty on yourself because you're not doing what you should be doing. And you know it.
Yeah. And we have beautiful talents that God gave us. So
yes,
share them with others.
Yes, exactly. Because then you're their blessing. And if you're not doing that, then they're cheated also, because they're not getting the blessing that you bring by helping with these things.
Yeah. I admire you. It's like,
thank you.
Because you're there. I mean, it's like you're there and you're present. You're full on passion with helping the students.
Yes. That's what the students laugh, because I'm full on present, whether I'm on a piece of heavy equipment or whether I'm in a welding booth, or, they love it that I'll come and try any of it, because then they just laugh at me, because I'm not any good at any of it, but at least they're laughing at me, and they love helping try and teach me what to do and things. So it's fun.
That's beautiful. What are new, going back to the workforce, is there any new skill, a new class? We only have about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Is there a new skill, new program that you guys are about to start?
Well, the last one we added was electrical trades, and it's doing residential and commercial electrical. So it's been a really great field. We have several students that are taking it to go to work, but we also have several students that are taking it because they want to be electrical engineers. And so they want to know this side of it. So when they go to college, they're able to do their very best with that. So that one's been exciting. Of course, our health careers programs are always our health career students can come out as a CNA. They also can get their sticks in for phlebotomy, so they can be a phlebotomist. They also get anatomy and physiology for their high school transcript. And then our nursing, if they do our adult nursing program, at the end of it, passing their certification testing, then they're going to be an LPN and be able to go work. So there's always good things for that. Our IT program is growing. There's so many options with IT, whether it's from security to coding to other things. I can't speak the IT language, and so they laugh at me. I call it a phone jack. They're like, it's not a phone jack, and so they think that's funny. So anyway, everything with IT is just great. Of course, our auto service, the one thing we're finding is electric cars. And where do we go in the future for that? What does it look like to work on electric cars? How does IT and auto service work together because of electric cars? So anyway, just lots of things that are new and upcoming and exciting with solar and electric and all that stuff. So anyway, it's great.
Yeah, and here we go, beautiful audience. Remember, like we're bringing the positive side of the workforce. We're going to continue to hear, but don't feel the fear, but just remember that there are beautiful communities around the United States and other countries as well. I know Mexico is also working on their workforce as well uh, to create a brighter future. Sometimes we let fear, right, like drive us, drive
Yes.
us. But there are angels and there's beautiful people working with passion that
Yes.
are doing their work to
Yes.
improve.
Yes. And that's what I see about our instructors and our support staff. They're working with passion. They feel very passionate. My maintenance director told me the other day, he said, I absolutely love my job. And I was like, why do you love your job? He said, I am a tradesperson and I get to see all of our students out working, the HVAC students and the electrical students changing out our units and working out in the field and doing all this on our campus. And he said, I love what we do. And so it's just great to see with our staff that they love what they're doing and they love working with these students to get them to that point where they feel successful with it.
Yeah, and being part of the community, seeing this
Mm-hmm.
beautiful
Yes.
students graduate and working,
Yes.
it just takes your breath away because you're like, oh wow, like they're already,
Yeah.
part of the workforce.
Uh-huh.
They are contributing to the community.
Yes.
They're expressing their talents,
Exactly.
and it's like, it's beautiful. It's just
Right.
just
Right.
beautiful. So we are just witnessing, here in
Uh-huh.
a small town in Oklahoma, but there is
Uh-huh.
many like this town working towards our
Right.
future.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you have any last message you would like to share?
Yes, I want to tell everyone thank you for this time and thank you for listening about ICTC. I'm blessed to be here and getting to do this. Do know that our doors are open. We'd love to talk more about our programs and what we do within educating our students and within the community for that. So any questions, just give us a call. We'd love to get to talk to you about that. And please come see us sometime because it's a great place to be.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for saying yes.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're so welcome. Thank you all, everyone who had the opportunity to tune in and listening
Yes.
to this beautiful conversation. If you know of anyone that could benefit from it, you can go to my YouTube channel, Paola
Yes.
Guthrie, and share
Yes.
the video. Also, you can go to a Spanglish radio network. Please check out SpanglishWorld.ca for all news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Blessings to you all, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.